This matters. Your friendships matter a lot.
Nobody around me was on the same agenda I was on. I'm like handcuffing myself by continuously being in that friendship.
Your heart changes, your mind changes, everything about you starts to change. You don't like the same activities you used to.
Is your faith at the place it needs to be for you to continue being friends with this person?
I have something serious to tell you.
Awkward.
No, I'm serious. I have something serious to tell you. No, I'm serious.
Yeah, it's all good. Listen, step into my office. Let's talk about it because, I'm here for you. I'm your friend.
All right, cool. I'm pregnant.
What? Oh, crap.
Just kidding. So basically, my best friend came up to me and he was like, yo, so I know the Bible talks about dating and not being equally yoked,
Yeah.
Like, don't date an unbeliever, but like...
Sorry, keep going.
Okay,
sorry.
no, but for real. So he was like,
What is that?
so he was like, so is it like the same importance for friendships? He's like, yo, can you know?
When it says like, do not be unequally yoked.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when
yeah.
it's like, in terms of like dating and stuff, like dating unbeliever. I would say so. All right, start do the intro, bro. Do the intro.
That is the intro. That's it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to In the Fire. This is episode 37. Chee! I remember saying, yo, this is episode 2.
What?
What's up, guys? This is episode 37. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, whether you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, or watching us on YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Today, we're covering an interesting topic. I know you guys are nervous.
Yes,
I know they're nervous. I know they're nervous.
No, they're nervous.
They're nervous because
They're nervous.
they're like, am I going to have to drop my boy?
Ooh.
My friends? Am I going to have to stop being friends with them?
I love Jesus, but I got friends that don't.
Ooh.
So it's like I'm trying to better myself.
Okay.
I'm trying to clean my life up.
Yeah.
Be a better person than I was last year.
All right.
I'm doing all that stuff.
Okay.
But the question is, can I be close friends or maybe just friends?
No, you can't.
With somebody that does not have the same desire that I have.
No, that's it.
But why
No,
not?
we could cut the episode now. That's it. You can't.
So no?
No, the Bible clearly says you can't.
I bet. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Appreciate
No,
you.
don't do that.
Oh, sorry. You just said it was on.
No. So the Bible actually has two perspectives on this topic.
Okay.
Now, there's verses that say don't partner with unbelievers.
We always talk about those verses.
Those are the ones that people jump to right away.
They know us already, right? Like
they know that.
Bad company corrupts good morals.
Oh.
Like don't surround yourself with bad people.
Yes.
You become your friends. All that stuff. Yeah, we spoke about it before.
But aren't we also called to be more like Jesus?
And what does that mean?
I mean, when Jesus came to earth, he didn't hang around with Christians, did he?
Sinners, tax collectors, prostitutes, disreputable sinners. That's what he said in the Bible.
So if Jesus did it,
Then why shouldn't we?
so can I? Does it gets interesting, yes,
difficult.
because there's like a line that we need to discern. This is kind of like the answer is kind of it depends. Which is not what a lot of you guys wanted to hear. Maybe you wanted a clear-cut answer, like yes you can or no you can't.
No, but then what are some hard situations? Like a hard situation where you have a friend that you know since you were kids. They're your OG friend.
OG,
like
okay.
OG friend. Like y'all got OG friends. Some of y'all, right? You're probably thinking about it right now. Like your OG friend, you did all life with together. But at some moment in life, you find God, and you start seeking Him. But your friend does not feel the same way about it. If anything, maybe your friend doesn't care.
Okay.
So it's like, can I continue being friends with them? It's difficult.
It is difficult. But here's what happens.
Like, do I drop them because they don't believe the same thing I believe? Or do I have to evangelize them every single day or something?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of cruel just to drop a friend that I've known since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, first of all, before you guys jump to any conclusions, don't go and text your friend, yeah, we can't be friends anymore, stop talking to me, stop talking to me.
Yeah, definitely not.
Don't do that. But here, we have to give them kind of questions and things they could ask themselves to evaluate. Fudge, bro. No.
Yo!
No!
I'm sorry, I kind of yelled on the mic. Dog, I did the same thing.
No.
I did the same thing.
No.
You become your friends, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know, for the OG fans, I did the same exact thing. He did it right now. You become your friends, point closed.
Okay.
All right, continue your saying. You evaluate.
You
evaluate what?
Evaluate.
Yeah. Evaluate.
You need to look at the relationship. You need to look at your friendship and say, okay, this is a moment of maturity. This is when you're going to be able to discern it. This is where you put your feelings aside. This is where you put any past, any future, any nothing in your head. Put that aside, and we're gonna look at this carefully because this matters. Your friendships matter a lot.
Of course.
This is the people you do life with. This is the people that you go all your years growing up, maturing. This is the people you're going to end up acting like because you know how it is.
No, of course.
Just said it. If we hang around so much, I'm going to start acting like you. You're going to start acting like me.
Yeah.
Things start to get influence. So that's the first question. Who is influencing each other more? If I hang out with you and when I'm around you, watching a sex scene in a movie is normal to me now, even though I know personally I shouldn't be watching that stuff to keep myself pure. But when I'm around you, it's not a big deal. Or I start cursing more. Or we find the dirty jokes funny and I start doing those more. Who's influencing each other more? And I think another thing is openness. I think if your friend says, yo, don't talk to me about Jesus. Don't talk to me about God. Like it's cool. I respect your religion, but it's kind of getting annoying. All you do is talk about that.
Okay. That's something. That's
a problem.
That's difficult.
That's a problem because if Jesus is the love of your life, that's all you want to talk about. That's all you want to talk about. So for me, this is an interesting conversation because my best friend is not of the faith like I am.
Oh, Danny.
Exposed episode.
Oh my gosh, on the news, bro. On the news.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's...
well, like, with that, I feel like it was kind of opposite for me. Or not opposite, the same thing. Because when I first met God, right? Or not first, because after I met God for a bit, and you know, like, sometimes you don't take God seriously.
Okay.
Right? So after I met God and I started taking him seriously, right? I had this one friend. I love him to death. It's the first friend I met when I moved to New Jersey. Like, OG friend. Like, super OG. Like, my brother. I love the guy to death. And you know, I met God and I loved him. I love God because I always say in this podcast that God is the only one that gives me purpose, gives me life.
Yeah, of course.
Right. I met God, I started taking him seriously, and I found it hard to let go of my old ways, let go of my old path and my old self because nobody around me was on the same agenda I was on. Right. Like something I wanted to say is like, as people of like the faith, we have a different mindset than other people. Right? Something you find normal, I find to be something that's not very good. That's not good at all, right?
It's like a new lens.
Yeah, it's a new lens. And it's like, I found it hard because many people around me did not have that same agenda I had or that same mindset that I had, right? And now to do with my friend. That guy, I'm telling you, OG, I love him to death. He's my brother. But he did not feel the same way I felt about God. The same way I felt and I cared about God, he didn't feel that same way. And I would recall looking back at it now, we would go hang out, and the things he would do, like maybe he would go steal something at the mall. I would go and do something too.
Snitched him out.
I would do the same thing. No, don't worry, I'm not gonna say his name. But like, we would do those things, or maybe when I was trying to stop smoking, right? He'd be in front of me with a blunt in his hand. And so it's like, it's right in front of me. I'm probably gonna fall to it. But it's like, I'm like handcuffing myself by continuously being in that friendship. You understand? It's like in that moment, I had a weak faith. And thankfully, after that, like something happened, we separated. But now I can say like in faith that I have a stronger faith. But in that moment, I continuously was like backtracking in my faith because I kept on hanging out with him.
So,
right?
So if you didn't, I want to ask you more stuff on that. But if you didn't separate yourself from him, what would be different right now?
Honestly, I think I would maybe be more mature in my faith, I think.
If you didn't separate or
we kind of did already, but like it showed me something too, right? But if that wasn't the case, and let's say he was also a believer, oh my gosh, that would have encouraged me all the time. Because I remember I get so happy when he'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna give God a shot. I'm gonna give God a second.
But how did that process go? How did you separate yourself, or did it just happen naturally?
Honestly, for that case, it happened naturally. Okay. So I guess like I got it easy. I wasn't like, you know what, I'm done.
Not necessarily. I think what happens when you come to the faith is, I've heard this several times from new believers. When you come to the faith originally, your heart changes, your mind changes, everything about you starts to change. You don't like the same activities you used to.
Yeah, you become a new creation. So naturally, whenever he was like, yo, Lewis, we're hanging out, you were like, before you'd been like, yeah, let's do it. All of a sudden, you're like, not today. You kind of would rather stay home. Well, if anything, I would want to because he's my friend.
Yeah.
I have a connection there. But it's like, you have this connection, you become a new creation, but the connection's still there. So it's like, I'm a new Christian. I want to do new
I'm
things.
talking more of like the natural separation that happens when you come to the faith.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes when you come to the faith, you start to glide away from these past relationships that you have. God kind of draws you away from it to draw you closer to him. Sometimes we need to separate ourselves in order to grow in our faith, which is what we're talking about. That's why this is such an important topic. Because if you remain handcuffed to these people that you shouldn't be handcuffed to, that are either halting or dropping your faith, then we have an issue.
Yeah, most
because
definitely.
You're not progressing. Yeah. You're not getting better. You're not growing.
Yeah, you have to ask that question like you said.
Yeah.
And like a good example of that is, let's say like you make a goal for yourself, right? You create your conviction. You're like, you know what? I don't want to go to parties anymore because I know when I go to parties, I get tempted to hook up, to smoke, to drink. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I want to see God more. So I'm not going to go to any parties, right?
Okay.
But let's just say you go hang out with your friend or group of friends, and most of them are unbelievers, and they invite you to go to a party on that same night, right? All of a sudden, the desire and conviction you had to not go to parties leaves, and you're like, you know what? Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
And God's going to forgive me anyways. And it's like, that's a problem. That's a red flag. Because what you said, where is the transforming influence going? Am I transforming you, or are you transforming me? And is it a positive transformation or a negative transformation, right? Because like, I feel like a lot of people are getting curious about your friendship because it's like, whoa, Danny's not best friends with like somebody that doesn't believe in God. But it's like, what really matters here, right? It's more about the impact of the friendship, right? It's about if it's negative, if it's something that's bringing you down, or if it's something that's actually like bringing you up.
Yeah, and we're not talking about just emotionally and all this stuff. We're talking about your spiritual walk. We're talking about something as serious as that, and it's super important. So, like for me, I'll talk about my friendship with my best friend. It's great. It's great. I love it, and there's a reason why. Honestly, the thing is, throughout my friendship, I never questioned this. I never had these questions. It wasn't like, oh, can I be friends with him?
Yeah.
Because he was always extremely supportive, always really receptive. Whenever I talk to him about God every single day. Every single day. One, because it's my passion, God's my passion. And two, because sometimes I try to evangelize to him. And slowly he's coming to the faith. One day I'm gonna get him. He's listening. One day he's coming to church with me. But he's always been so supportive of all that. And the thing is, it's so strange with him. Like, I feel like the Bible was inscribed into his heart since he was born.
Really?
Bro, everything I tell him, he's like, yeah, I agree. Sometimes I ask him for advice. He'll give me advice. Bro, 3 different biblical verses without him even knowing. And in my head, I'm like, that's a Bible verse. That's a Bible verse. That's a Bible verse.
Wow.
He's giving me wisdom that he doesn't even know that's in the Bible. So that's why, okay. Now, there's also an extent to this.
Yeah, because I feel like some people are like, oh, if only that was my situation.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If only that was my friend.
Yeah, listen, I prayed for this guy for a long time. I remember praying, I was like, God, bless me with a best friend. I really want somebody that is like a brother to me. And he did it, and he blessed me with that. And that's the thing. Most of your friendships might not be like this.
Yeah.
I would like to think this is like one of a kind type of friendship. And I tell him all the time, this is very rare what we have. It's like brotherhood.
I think I said the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like very, very rare.
Very rare. But there's also an extent to this. Because when I need help with God, spiritually, I come to my other best friend, which is you. No, don't smile like that.
Okay, whatever. Like, I can't feel nice.
No, you can't. You can't feel nice. Put your emotions away. But I can't come up to him and tell him like, yo, God's not answering my prayers, because he'll just be like, pray harder? Well, I don't blame him. He's new to the faith. It's really hard. But when it comes to the spiritual walk, I need friendships that are Christian. And that's another point, by the way.
Which is a necessity.
Yes.
Necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to have Christian friends, and you need and it's fine to have non-believer friends if this episode and everything we talk about applies.
Yeah.
But definitely get yourself Christian friends.
Most definitely.
God-fearing, God-loving, all that type of people. Because when you struggle and you fall spiritually, they are the ones that are going to be there for you. My best friend can try to be there as much as he can, but he's limited because he doesn't have that wisdom and that experience that like you have. Because sometimes in your journey with God, different things will happen that haven't happened to me. So when God doesn't answer my prayers, you're like, Danny, I've been there. Don't worry. My best friend has nothing to say to me.
Wow.
So that's why there's a little barrier, and you need to have those Christian friends. Now, I know you talked to me about the verse that Paul says, like, if you want to escape from sinners and all this, you have to literally escape the
because
world.
Paul says stuff about this, like, don't surround yourself with people that are unbelievers, right? Do not partner with unbelievers. But then it's like, Paul's not saying, I'm not saying you can never speak to somebody that doesn't believe in God. Because if that was the case, you got to leave the entire world, right? That's not gonna be a thing. We're gonna have to go through this. People that don't believe in God, but it's like, who's in your ring
circle,
who's in your corner, and that's the main thing. But you know what, Danny, I feel like at this point, a lot of people are just like, all right, guys, we know already. We understand, right? Because the thing is, we spoken about this before. Like, bad company corrupts good morals. We have spoken about this. Oopsie daisy. And it's like, Danny, Lewis, we know this already. We know this stuff, right? I want something new. Right?
Something new.
Something new. And here's the thing. I don't think, here's new, listen up. I don't think it's a question of, okay, do I stop friendship or do I continue friendship with my friend that's not an unbeliever? I don't think it's that question. I think it's a question of, is your faith at the place it needs to be for you to continue being friends with this person? I think that's the question. It's not a question.
Explain.
It's not a question of, do I stop it or do I continue it? No, it's a question of, is your faith at the place it needs to be for you to continue friendship with this person?
Okay.
Right? Because like I said in the beginning of the episode, at the maturity of my faith, at the weak faith I had, I was very easily subdued, right? The person I hung out with, they made my convictions lenient, right? They made like the holiness I wanted to be, they made that, like, they minimized it. They said, like, I want to become holy. They're like, who cares about that? Right? So it's like, but nowadays, again, with the faith that I have now, I believe that I can go to that same area and say, no, I'm not going to do that.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
So it's like, where, and be honest, is your faith at the place it needs to be for you to continue friendship? Because if it's not, it's going to bring you down. But if what you said, I believe your faith is strong, and you're not going to be subdued so easily. Right? And if we go to that verse that I said, I don't know if you want to share that verse that you have. I think it's like do not partner with unbelievers, do not be unequally yoked. This is a really solid verse, really, really good verse. I don't know if you have it.
Yes.
So good.
Oh yeah. 2 Corinthians 6:14. Don't team up with those who are unbelievers. Who can righteous be a partner with wickedness?
Wow.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
How can light live with darkness? What harmony can there be between Christ and the devil? How can a believer be a partner with an unbeliever? And what union can there be between God's temple and idols?
That's insane. That's so. But then you read that and you're like, okay, so I'm dropping my friends. No, it's not about this. It's about
facts. I'm gonna text him right now. We can't be friends anymore.
Aren't you speaking about this episode, bro?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Come on, man. But look, in the beginning, with different translations, it says, "Do not be unequally yoked," right? But I want to give a better example to this. Okay. Right. Let's say Usain Bolt. Well, this guy's extremely fast, right? Yeah. He runs. Let's say he's running on the Olympic track. He's running to get that first place thing. He's on it, right? He's on like that. He's on that, right? Let's say he's running on the track. Everybody else is with him. And the thing is, he is handcuffed to me. Bro, all right. You're laughing a little too much. Yo, you're laughing a little too much. This is not... Yo, why are you laughing so much, bro? It's not that funny.
Sorry.
No,
my bad. Say that again.
I'm not saying it again. Why are you laughing? It's not that funny.
I'm picturing it, bro. He's going to have you rolling down the track.
Bro, okay, but let's just say, continue the example before you really interrupted me.
Okay, sorry.
That he's handcuffed to me. Bro, it's not that funny.
No, keep going.
All right, bad. Okay. Anyways, he's handcuffed to me. He's trying to... Bro! It's not that funny.
Dude. Because he's so tall and he's just going to drag you around. But he's see your face dragging heavy? Against the track. Huh?
How heavy is he? Because I don't think
he's probably heavy. He's kind of tall.
All right. Anyways, I'm going to say it one more time. If he laughs...
Nah, I bet. I'm not going to laugh.
Okay.
Usain Bolt...
If Usain Bolt is handcuffed to me...
Yeah. No, you just got to keep going, bro.
All right, whatever.
Keep going.
So let's say Usain Bolt is handcuffed to me, right? I'm sorry, but no matter how hard he tries, he's not winning. If anything, he might hit dead last. And it's why, right? Because he's handcuffed to me.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to do is hold him back. And why? I don't have the same priorities that Usain Bolt has. I don't train the way Usain Bolt trains, right? I don't have the same motivation or passion that he has.
Maybe you should train him.
I don't care about running. Like I said, I don't have the same motivation or passion that Usain Bolt has for running, right?
Okay.
I don't have the same amount. Or if anything, I don't care about running at all. right? I don't have that same thing. So it's like, I'm going to hold him back. If I sit down, he's not going anywhere. Or if I move to the right or move to the left, I'm going to get him off track.
Whoa, okay.
I'm going to get him off the path, right? And the thing about that is that there are many, and no, here's the thing. If he could unlock that handcuff, he would do it in a heartbeat, right? He'd be like, all right, get out of here. I'm leaving. And he's going to win, right?
Yeah.
And we all have the ability. And I think there's a lot of people here that are handcuffed to people. And those people are holding them back.
Wow.
And they're letting them go off track and pushing them to the left, pushing them to the right, and just simply holding them back from the truth, right? Because the person that Usain Bolt is you. And and me, that's like that's the unbelieving friend, depending on the situation, right? So it's like we have to understand that you have the ability to unlock that handcuff and say, listen, like we can do it with love. I have to separate myself. And then with that way off, you can run for that goal, right? You can chase God at 100%. Right, but if you're handcuffed to a person that does not have the same priorities, let's just say there was 2 Usain Bolts handcuffed, bruh.
Oh, bruh.
This is like you're fine. But if it's like Usain Bolt, somebody like me who doesn't care about running, I'm gonna hold him back.
Wow.
And the example with that is that you need to understand that some people here are handcuffed to people, and you have the ability and the power to unlock it.
Wow.
And say, you know what, I'm gonna separate with love so that I can chase God at 100% power.
That's a key word. With love. With love. That is, by the way, if you were hearing this episode and you said, okay, they're right, there's somebody that I need to separate myself.
Yeah.
Please do it with love.
Oh yeah.
Please do it with love.
Don't just ghost them. Do not just ghost them.
Don't just ghost them. Don't just be like, I'm not talking to them anymore, or just every time they ask you to hang out, be like, no, I don't want to hang out, and they're gonna think you hate them now. Do this with love. Either have a conversation with them or separate yourself slowly. Yeah. Don't just boom, never hanging out with them again, never talking to them again. But if this separation needs to happen, you need to do it with love. Because what you talked about before, sometimes God will separate us from certain people to allow us to grow into the person that he wants us to become, for us to later reunite with these people and eventually evangelize to them and bring them to the faith. When your faith is strong enough to overcome all these temptations and for you to actually be the one to influence them instead of them influence you.
Wow.
So it's important that you do this with love, and not just for the idea that, oh, maybe we'll be friends later on. Even if you never see them ever again, this stuff needs to happen with love, because at the end of the day, you're representing Christ.
Wow.
And if you just ghost them, is that what Jesus would do?
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Because they're going to be hurt by that. They're going to take a representative of Christians and put that on their heart like, dang, I had a Christian friend. He ghosted me.
Wow.
Just because of what I did. He just stopped talking to me.
Wow.
They're going to be like, yeah, that Christian stinks, bro. He sucks. So do it with love. Separate yourself slowly and be like, look, it's a tough conversation. This is something that you just have to pray for because it's a sensitive topic.
No, it's like not as easy as it sounds. Oh, cut off your friend that doesn't believe because they're hurting you. Oh yeah, let me do that right now. It's actually way harder than it sounds. But if it's something that needs to be done for yourself, for your faith, for your walk, like you can do it. Like Holy Spirit filled, God powered, you can do it, right? And also with love.
With love.
With love.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in, whether you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, or watching on YouTube. Yo, subscribe down below.
Comment,
DM us with your stories, all that good stuff.
Talk to us. We're here for you. Like, comment. Please talk to us. We're here for you. We're here for you guys. So please talk to us. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff.
I think everybody already clicked off.
Really helps us out.
Yeah, they clicked off already.
And you're a hater.
I love you guys. See you guys for the next episode. Peace out.